Hello everybody, this is Train Place 123. I've been making some very slow progress on the layout, or at least it feels slow. This is my most recent project that I've been doing. So I've been doing some small scenery work on this side of the layout just to test it out and see how I like doing it or see how it comes out. And I think this all came out pretty well. I need to get more trees. I only have 6 and that's where they all are right now. Eventually I'm gonna make this whole thing a hill right here with cardboard skeleton and some plaster gauze. The roster has changed quite a bit over the few years that I've been doing this modeling. I've got one train running right now with 3194 and an SD40-3. I've got 4 more engines over here. I have all of the switches installed to track 1. Finishing my first main line. Right over there was my last, that crossover was my last switch I just installed. This crossover is motorized. There are tortoise switch machines underneath the table, and those machines are controlled by this switch right here. It'll look a lot better and cleaner when I finish the entirety of the layout, but there's going to be 3 switches right there. One for this first crossover, one for the yard entrance, and one for that second crossover, so everything can be controlled from that center area. And then this switch, coming off of what will be track 2, is going to lead over here to a tank car industry, which I have right over here. I have to build this, so maybe I'll live stream when I actually do build this one. I've got an engine facility to build for the yard as well. I'll probably do on a live stream. Over there is my other crossover. This one isn't motorized yet, but half of this one is. This one has a tortoise switch machine under it. This doesn't yet because I only use track 1 right now because I still have to build track 2. Track 1 is a lot longer than track 2 because track 1 has the ability to snake around the entire layout. Track 2 is going to come out this way. It's going to bridge over this gap. I'm going to build a removable bridge that I can lift up to get in and out. And then it's going to reconnect over there. Over in this area, I'm going to have 2 functional railroad crossings, one right here and one right here for track 1. And then over there, there's going to be a double crossing for over both tracks. This one is going to have a gate. That one is going to have a gate. This one is probably just going to be lights. And then this one is completed mostly. I just have to make the road look a little better. This one is just signs. And it's got a rubber grade crossing from Woodland Scenic. Most of this scenery stuff here was made or bought from Woodland Scenic at my hobby stores nearby. So fine turf, blend turf, ballast. While the train's over here, this is what it looks like. Next time around, or well, after I finish touring the entire layout, explaining a few plans for this year, I'll actually run some trains and do a proper horn sequence for this crossing. My main control is right here, and this is my DC controller. That supplies power to all of my tortoise switches. For now, there will be a better way in the future, but for now that works. I have a bus right here where I can plug my controller in and it'll work. So I can sit over here and control my trains. Over here is where I'm going to be building the yard, branching out from here and from over here. That's going to be either an industry or my engine shed, probably an industry. And the yard is going to take up as much space as I can in here. And then the engine shed is going to be placed back here with possibly a transload facility in this corner. I have an EOTD that I still need to install onto a rail car. I'm trying to find a rail car that I did. That was pretty cool. I want to show you guys, but I found it. So I've started, this is another reason why I haven't been posting recently or anything, is for the past month I've been experimenting with weathering rail cars and locomotives. This is my first rail car I weathered. I'm gonna mute the engines. This was the first rail car I weathered right here. And I think it turned out really well. And then I did a few more rail cars like, well, not the perfect example, but I did the trucks on that rail car to make them look new. Tiny bit of weathering on this rail car. I did a tiny bit on this one right here. I bought this one as it is. I weathered this one with all the rust splotches. And I weathered this last one here. But basically, really, the more interesting stuff that I've done is my locomotives right here. All 4 of these locomotives. These are my great accomplishments. I'm gonna bring one over at a time. We'll do the Gevo first. So I weathered this entirely by myself out of just a couple YouTube tutorials and just winging it. This was my first locomotive that I weathered. And it turned out pretty well. So when I finished up that one, I took my Canadian Pacific Heritage. And I gave it a light amount of weathering. Painted the wheels, as you would see on a normal locomotive. Then after I did that one, I did my new Union Pacific SD70 Ace. I didn't want to do this one first just in case I ruined it for any reason, which is why I did the Gevo first, because I can get a bunch more of those Gevos. But these Union Pacific Aces are a lot harder to find, along with those SD70Ms, especially with LED lights. So I chose to do the Gevo first, and then I did my Ace. And then I stumbled across an auction online on eBay. I found this SD70M, which has LEDs, and I installed ESU Look sound decoders in all of my locomotives. I installed that into this, and then I brought it back home, ran it for a little bit, and then decided I wanted to put a custom horn file on it, so I went and did that. So I'll run this one around leading later for the custom horn file. And then I weathered it, as you see here. Now, how I practiced my weathering for all of these units was I actually practiced on this really old Bachmann Amtrak F unit, just because it doesn't run. It's more of just a show engine, so I weathered it nicely, and now I've got it on this nice bulkhead, so it's kind of like a high and wide load. I'll probably remove the trucks to make it look more like a high and wide load in the future. But right now I'm really focusing on my engines. So this is a CSX subdivision, but as you can see, I have 3 Union Pacific engines and only 2 CSX engines. So I'm trying to increase my roster for CSX. I should be getting a YN2 AC44 soon. And later this year, I'm going to be getting a bunch more Gevos from Scale Trains, one being a heritage unit with DCC and sound. I can't wait for that to come in. I bought the 3194 there recently with DCC and sound because the original one I had was only DC and it had the red and blue ditch lights, and I wanted one with the clear ones, as you would see. Prototypical to this day, minus the plow because the plow got ruined. Also for my locals, I have this caboose, which I'm going to be doing some work on soon. I'm going to be putting a small Keep Alive capacitor in it because the light flickers a lot just by the tiniest amount of movement of the wheels. So I'm going to put a Keep Alive in it, a very small one that I found that a friend of mine makes. And then this will be used on my locals with that SD40-3. Anything coming out of the yard going towards my industries, like the one over there, the one in that corner, and the one I will be building in this corner in the future, which I haven't decided what it's going to be yet, but there will be something in that corner. I would have built another one over here, maybe, but I already installed all the track and it was kind of a last minute thought. So if anything, I'll end up branching off of track 2 over here one more time and running dual with these and dual with this track up until about here, and then another industry. Hello. Yes, I love Gevos, apparently. Gevo, EMD. The sounds are off right now because I'm just talking. But another thing starting this year is within the next month or two, I'm going to be starting a small side hustle where I'm going to be taking, I forgot the word. Well, I'm going to be weathering people's locomotives. You can pay me to weather your locomotives. I'm going to have a P.O. box and all that stuff. I'm going to be advertising on Facebook, eBay, all that fun stuff. And I'm going to be weathering locomotives. Yeah, commissions. Thank you. Jeez, I can't think tonight. I had a long day. But yeah, I'm going to be taking commissions for weathering locomotives. Any locomotive, really. And rail cars. I'll be doing rail cars too. Like this. Or this box car back here. And as soon as I learn how to do graffiti, I'll be offering that as well. Which I'll probably just do decals for. But that's the big thing for this coming year. Other than that, I'm going to be working on the scenery for this section and the second track to reconnect over there. One more thing is there's going to be one more road right here with double crossing. But enough of my yapping. I'm going to put the camera down in a moment if I find a good place to put it. I don't want to get my face in anything yet. And I'm going to just let some trains run by with sounds on this time. So that'll be our first consist, and then we'll mix the others in. And as soon as I get my phone propped up, right about there. Oops. There goes the phone. That'll work. of the phone one more time. Make it a little easier for me. There we go. Sorry about that. The SC70M likes to jump the tracks. It's the only engine that does it right now. I'm still figuring out why. Thank you. It's only a small section of the layout that's weathered for now. I've been working on it a lot recently, but it definitely does take a bit. I'm going to be taking commissions soon for weathering locomotives. I'm going to have it set up all over Facebook and eBay and all those fun things. I'm going to send 2 of my weathered locomotives past the camera after the Pride and Service 3194 passes one more time. Hello. I'm about to send out a westbound. That's funny. I didn't even notice that. Sending out 2 of my personal weathered units now. Is it the Union Pacific one? Oh. I think that would be quite funny. Hold on. I gotta show you. I have the funny. Mine's got a little warped smokestack. That'd look funny. That would look great. But yeah, back there is I custom weathered those 2, and I also custom weathered this unit. And I'm gonna when I get my PO box set up and all that stuff, I'm gonna take commissions to weather locomotives and stuff. What, the 060 or my locomotives that I'm running currently? Because my 060 is Bachmann. The engines I'm running currently and that one I just showed you are a mix of Athearn Genesis and Scaletrains. Second time that happened. I don't know. Oh, yeah. So the leading locomotive, the SC70 Ace, is an Athearn Genesis locomotive. I also have I also have a DCC Sound Birch on pre-order. I have the 765 on pre-order. If it looks good enough, I'm gonna add the Mars light to it as well, like when I saw it in person. Usually, I like Scaletrains for all their GE motors. Oh, of course, 1225. Can't go wrong with 1225. Alright. So, back to this consist really quickly. The leading locomotive, 9053, again, is Athearn Genesis, and the trailing motor is a Scaletrains Tier 4 Gevo. I want it to be modern for excursions because my layout is all modern era. So I would run like a quote unquote yearly excursion with the 765 in the lead. Or at least I think that would be pretty cool, and I would add the Mars light to it for that. Like when I saw it this past year in Ohio. The other consist I was running, which I'll get moving again here momentarily, is my my 3194 and 4035. Those are both scale trains units. The SD40-3s are pretty hard to come by right now. Yeah, I would definitely modify the 765 quite a bit when it comes in. As soon as this train clears up that switch over there, I'm gonna get my other. Well, yeah, I'm gonna get my other train moving. Gotcha. It stresses me out a little bit, like especially when I was weathering these locomotives because it was the Union Pacific 2669 was my first one I weathered or did any modifications to, and it came out really good. And then I just kept doing it, and I feel a lot more confident in modifying things and stuff like that. Plus, I have a bunch of friends in my area that do custom lighting and all of that fun stuff that I can learn from as well. So, I've got a pretty good community. All of the weather, or not the weathering, all of the scenery, though, that is in this area, I did just with a vision in my head and tried to put it in. And it worked, I think. Oh, yeah. This is DC and it's staying DC. I have a few decoders that would fit in it, but I don't really feel like. I think it's just funny to see it in DC, putting it at full speed, watching it struggle to drag just a couple of my modern cars. It's funny. Like all my F units, only one of them works. It is. If I could, I can't right now because I have the whole DCC system set up. But on my next stream or something, if I have the ability to or the time to, I will swap the layout back to DC, and we'll see how many cars the 060 can pull before it stalls. How many ARMN reefer cars it can pull before it stalls. Just so it's fair and they're all the same weight. Because I have 8 of those. Only 6 are on a train right now. I really don't think it'll even pull. I don't even think it'll pull one of them. The wheels and axles are nice and lubricated and everything. It does nothing. The Tender has plastic plastic wheels and axles. It's gonna just stall. You know what? That's the challenge. Challenge video, next video. How many ARMN reefer cars can my 060 Union Pacific Steam pull? Phone jumped for no reason. I don't think they will. They do? I hope they do. If they don't, I'm pretty sure that it's going to struggle trying to pull anything. I hope it's nothing like the Lionel ones. Oh my god. Oh yeah. I've got a model train club in my city that I operate on once a month on Mondays. Or at least the operating session is once a month. I go there as much as I can it's only on Mondays, but I go there as much as I can so I can help out with their layout too. That's also where I gain some experience. That would look really good. Yep. 3094 is back. Comment on one of my other videos or something so I can, or just leave a comment somewhere in this video and I'll subscribe to your channel and you should do a small short or something of when you finish it. It would still be pretty cool and funny though. I would personally do it. Well, the issue with me is trying to do stuff in the winter is I also have to plow whenever it snows up here in New York. So I kind of have to do as much work as I can and all that stuff in the days like today and tomorrow where it's going to be nice and there's going to be no snow or anything. It's just going to be somewhat warm. I'm going to do one more lap with 3194 and then we're going to switch. Oh, I believe it's worse over there. I just get to complain because I actually have to plow it. No, like I work for well, not the town I live in, my neighboring town. And I plow the main roads and all that. It is really fun. It's like the next best thing to actually being like a train conductor or whatever. I would consider it. I would absolutely consider it. I think it would be hilarious to run on this layout. I think it would be even funnier to run in the club layout. Union Pacific time, yay. I need more engines. As much as I don't, I do. Oh, I'm going to be attending Springfield, the Springfield train show. Springfield, Mass. That is going to be a lot of fun. I'll probably be streaming some of that. And I'm hoping to pick up at least one new locomotive there. I want to get a Southern Pacific patch. I think that's going to be what I'm going to be looking for. And I want to change it to the Union Pacific 6236 because I saw that one. I'm going to be looking for that. If I can't find that, I'm looking for a Canadian Pacific AC44 from Scale Trains. And if I can't find that, then I guess I'm going to settle for some CSX unit. But I really want to get a Southern Pacific patch and then renumber it to 6236 and all that fun stuff. It would go great with my 3 other Union Pacific motors. And then I can also weather the hell out of it and all that. So I really want a SP patch. That's what I was just going to say. The only one left is 6706. And I think I saw that one like forever ago in like the early 2010s. But because there's only one and I'm modeling CSX, I'd rather have one Southern Pacific patch than one C&W because at least there's 6 to 10 Southern Pacific patches active. And I've already seen one on my main line, so. And I do want more Canadian Pacific motors because my direct interchange for all of my manifest is going to be with Canadian Pacific, or at least that's going to be the lower of the layout. And then Union Pacific is going to be run through reefer train plus some manifest. They should have donated them to IRM instead. But, big companies do whatever big companies want to do, just like Union Pacific Norfolk Southern. Or, excuse me, Union Pacific Transcontinental Railroad. I'm going to do probably a couple more loops with the CSX power, and then one more loop with one more consist that I'm going to build as the CSX ones are running. And then I'm probably going to call it for the night. But we still got a few more trains that are going to run before I do. I gotta grab my engine. Well, that's if there's enough demand for all of them. We have to consider that too. I want to do commissions for weathering because I already know. Well, I don't know, but I'm assuming there's going to be a bunch of people that want their stuff weathered for somewhat cheap. So, like I said earlier, I'm going to be doing those commissions, and I'm going to post them everywhere. That rubbing you hear every time this train goes around is these two boxcars. I don't know why. I've done everything I could think of. I've lubed the wheels, I've lubed the axles, I've done everything, and they still, every time, they still just make that noise. And I don't know. It's a thing that exists now. And the final train of this stream is departing right now. Seriously. I was just watching a video of that too. Last Sisters, EMD Trio. Yes, Thunderbolt 1000. I was watching his video of it. I love his videos of past derailments. My favorite video he made was the CN Hinton collision. Oh. Stop it. Stop it. No face reveal. That was also a really good video. I really don't know why this SD70M keeps coming off. None of my other engines do it. It's something with the flanges not being long enough, I think. I have never owned a Proto 2000 in my life, and don't ever plan on. Let me see if I can figure out where it's still around. Oh, right there. Found it. Well, now I gotta stop it. That'll be my project for the night, fixing that. Proto 2000 for yeah. I really like my high quality though, like the Athearn and the Scale Trade stuff. Because I'm modern 6-axle, blah 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 blah, ditchlight era, you know, the fun stuff. Well, fun depending on what era you model. For me, it's fun. Those are nice engines. I'm gonna stop my consist right here. Shutdown sequence. Yes, all of my engines have ESU. All of these have ESU in them. That has an ESU in it, and those two have ESU in them. I swear by ESU for my decoders. I will never own another. Oh, well, I should say I will never purchase another. Before I go, one last look at the full side of this scenery. I only made it up to here. Oh, ESU, you have to turn the sounds on. Like, no, this isn't Easy Track. This is all Flex Track and stuff. This is just trackbed I put down. This is I don't even know. This is Flex Track right here. This is all Flex Track. Not the best joints, ignore that. But like this is with power. As soon as I put the engine on the tracks, it stays like this. I press function 8 to start the sounds and everything. Sometimes I wish I did Easy Track just because it is easy, but you know, this looks really good too, so. Oh, yeah, the little foliage that like of the leaves dropping from the trees. I got to put some more down there. Then this crossing I made. This road isn't finished yet. I have to add a dirt layer on top of this. But yeah, this is, and that's going to be the hill, and this little dirt road is going to keep going this way. Well, because it's not dirt. This is just blend turf. This is nothing really. You're supposed to cover it up, so there's going to be like actual dirt on this. And a mix of some of these stones probably. And another thing I did was I painted the rails. I don't know how well you can see that, but I painted those rails. Here's the difference. So it looks slightly more realistic. And this is all static grass. Thank you. Thank you for the sub. This is just a placeholder until I actually figure out where I want it. It's probably going to go here. This one's going to stay here. As soon as I figure out where I want them, I take them out of the, I guess, the base, and I actually stick them into the ground because it looks better. Also, I use NCE for my controller. And a lot of my scenic stuff is Woodland Scenics. Like the ballast and, again, the turf, and then all of this static grass. And then, this is to apply the static grass, but this thing is also just a taser. Like, this is literally just a taser. Like, literally just, it exists. Oh, and just one more time. This is the crossovers I just finished up, and that's where the yard's going to be. And this is going to be track 2. It's going to come across over here and over a bridge. And then another crossover. And another crossover. All of the crossovers will eventually be powered by these tortoise switch machines. But this one only has this side powered because track 2 isn't finished. But yeah. And then this is where I store my reefers. And then I use Walther's Track for the majority of my turnouts, except for this curved turnout. This one is an Atlas. And then all of the rest of the Flex Track and any other track I use is Atlas. This will also be for sale soon. It's a coil car. And then this Conrail ballast car will be for sale as well. But my phone's at 1%, so that's all for this stream. I'll be back either tomorrow or the day after, and probably gonna do more. This is $20, probably gonna go on eBay. I haven't decided a price on this one yet because of the custom weathering, so if you want, just, I don't know, you can send an offer and I'll tell you if yes or no or whatever. But this is a Bowser model. The box is here. But yeah, again, my phone's at 1%, so I'm gonna have to get going. I will put links to those in my channel at some point. And this is progress. There'll be more soon. Thank you for tuning in, and yeah.